I can guess people's careers when I see their sperm results. Like they give me a semen analysis and I try and predict the career. And top of that list is people who sit for long hours, IT guys and long distance drivers.
I feel like, what the government couldn't do, school fees will do.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll control population. You can be spermless.
Spermless.
From 4 million to zero. All because of tight clothes. Shooting the blanks.
And you see how it makes sense. They're shooting the blanks.
Yeah.
Because you can have semen, the fluid, that has no sperm. Now at least we have cool things like blood tests. But we used to put our fingers in the bum.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad technology exists? Girls believe what they hear. That's why you can lie to them.
I feel like this is your quote. Welcome to Filling the Gap podcast, where we're looking to fill the gap on what your doctor and your mama didn't tell you. My name is Dr. Muchiri. I'm a consultant obstetrician and gynecologist. I'm a fertility expert, and I dabble a little bit in hormones with menopause. But today we are having a very interesting conversation. I'm always looking to bring guys onto the podcast because I feel like they have a different insight. And today we're going to see whether there is insight, what their doctors and their mamas didn't tell them about their health, and maybe ours. Let's see. Today we've got Vikash. FYI, I have no idea who this guy is. He's just popped onto this seat. So let's see how this goes. Hi, Vikash.
Hello, doctor. Yeah, it's just, I find it fascinating. I was just walking by and then I said, oh, there's a nice sofa here. I sat here, now we're on a podcast.
And now we're on a podcast.
I have a feeling by the end of this, my name will be Ashok. Because those are the shocks I'm going to get.
The shock. Well, I'll try not to shock you too much.
It's okay.
Because we're going to be talking about body part that is on you rather than on me. So I presume that you have some idea, but I get shocked at how much you guys don't know.
Is there a way we can avoid this from ever getting to my father?
We could try. Please. Does he go on YouTube and podcasts and things?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see. We can put that thing for viewer discretion is advised and then put his name particularly.
Okay, Dad, just don't watch this. I was tricked into this.
Let's start. So the podcast is about women's health mostly, but there's a lot of men's health that comes into women's health, which you may or may not recognize.
I have no idea.
You have no idea? Okay. Let's start off with the role of men in reproduction.
Yeah, I mean, they roll a lot.
They roll a lot?
Yeah.
In bed? Okay. So what do you think is the role of men in baby making? Or what do you understand of the role of men in reproduction?
I would like to tell them that, we're an active part, because I feel like this happens when I MC a lot of concerts. And if there are ever parents in the audience, I see like moms just hand over the purses and the babies to the father to say that you also had a hand in this. So I think that's the role that men play.
That's the role that men play.
Because no, don't you think so?
It could be. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about what you do, who you are, now that you've talked about emceeing and half your job being looking at what men and women are doing in the audience.
Okay. Dad, you can watch this podcast. The cops, please don't watch this.
Okay.
But, I'm still figuring out. I've been a radio presenter for a good 10 years. And then I've tried to play an actor in a couple of series in Kenya, which now I think is getting better, because for a good 9 years, I've just been playing Man 1, Man 2, Shopkeeper 1. So now is when they're giving titles to at least the character. So sometimes I'm called Rajiv, sometimes I'm called Patel. So when I'm not playing those things, I'm still, to be honest, figuring life out, how to make money without paying too many taxes. So that's where I am. I'm just a bit in a limbo of a little bit of DJing, a little bit of emceeing, a little bit of acting, a little bit of... I realize a lot of guys who are into performing arts, when all the other jobs dry down, then they get into marketing. So I've not got into influencing yet.
But It
I
feels
don't
like
see
something
myself
you
doing
don't
that
see
now.
yourself. Okay. So after this, we'll try and do some DJing because I also DJ. So I
Oh, you
think
DJ as well?
yes,
That's
I
so
love
cool.
music.
As
I
a
know.
doctor, you
I know,
DJ.
right? Yeah. Imagine the kind of music I. Anyway, let's not. But yes, we can DJ together coming soon.
I don't know why I feel like your ringtone must be like those sounds or something.
Of the gynecologist kind.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I might do that.
Oh, it's
You
not?
should catch people. No, it's not.
It's
I think it's an Afrobeat song. Yeah.
you know what it could be? I
Yeah.
watched this a lot, those pranks of I've got the power.
Uh-huh.
The first scream.
Yes. I'm going to put that.
Okay.
And then I'll make sure that it always rings in public because my phone is usually on silent, but now it needs
I
to
don't
be.
know why. I just want to hang out with you now.
Thank you.
Cool.
This is step one
Step
of hang
one.
out with
All
me.
right.
So your day-to-day job, or like what you do, are you a very active person or you sit for long hours?
I think I'm in between because I walk around a lot. I was a graphic designer. At that time I sat for like a good 15, 16 hours.
Okay.
Then I also ride the bike, so I'm sitting on the bike, on the car. I don't do a lot of desk jobs. So no, I think it's a good balance between walking and sitting.
Okay. So for my audience, I'm going to be discussing what I've just done is take a very small history from you, which technically, I shouldn't be doing on the podcast. But the causes of sperm production going low.
Mine are low?
No, they
How do you
could
tell?
be.
You can tell from my face.
No.
Oh.
But sometimes I could. So now I'm doing this thing where I can guess people's careers when I see their sperm results. Like they give me a semen analysis and I try and predict the career. And top of that list is people who sit for long hours, IT guys and long distance drivers. So they have poor sperm.
Do you think that's a bad thing though in the economy we're living in? Have you seen the fees?
No, actually, you have a point.
Yeah.
So we should encourage people to be
Yeah,
sitting
I
for
feel
long
like,
hours.
what the government couldn't do, school fees will do.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll control population.
Okay. I like this.
Yeah.
It's something to consider. So if you are not looking to conceive, then you
Sit
should
down.
get a career in IT or long
sit down.
distance driving.
Just sit down.
All
Take a
right.
chill.
Okay. All right. As a guy, have you ever known how people give me as a gynecologist sperm to test? Have you ever had to be in that situation or
No.
here?
There's a movie I watched.
Okay. So there's a bit of an understanding.
They put it in some tube.
Okay.
I don't know how they do it though.
All right. So for my audience, the collection of sperm is usually from the male himself, and they give us a sample, and there are parameters that we look at in that sample under the microscope. So I'm going to say a few figures, and then you're going to go like, yes, I know that, or never had that before. Okay. So first thing is we look at the volume of the sperm, the amount of the ejaculate. So it's not the sperm itself. And that's usually about 1 to 4 mLs, which is like a
ears
tablespoon.
are turning red.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like,
You're feeling hot. Okay. You want to remove your sweater and whatnot?
No.
See, this is what I find interesting. Guys find these conversations very...
Yeah. I even missed my biology class when they started teaching this.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, it was just like, what are you saying?
But it's a thing of your body.
I mean, yeah, because have you ever made a trip to India?
Yes, when I was very young.
Yeah? Did you travel in the local trains?
No.
You must.
Okay.
You'll discover body parts you didn't know you have. So that's why.
Okay.
It
comes up like this.
Yeah, they just touch you everywhere and you're like...
I didn't know I had that.
I didn't know I had that.
So for our audience, please, let's go to India. We might discover, even for women, because women also don't talk a lot about some of their body parts.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not just guys. So at least be consoled.
So
we are going to India. So
women don't talk to each other about other body parts. Because I know if a man talks about another woman's body part, you're just like...
Of course, no.
Yeah.
But even women amongst themselves rarely talk about their body parts to each other and their health.
It kind of brings a conversation to mind.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because there was a time my aunt was going through something. and I eavesdropped slightly, and then I asked my mom, what is she saying? And she said, just go and mind your own business.
Yeah.
And you have homework to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay.
That you shouldn't
Yeah.
understand that bit.
Yeah.
And it's quite about culture as well.
Yeah.
Like people don't talk about these things beyond being told about periods for young girls, which guys are not even. It's like I don't even know what you guys.
Yeah,
are
we find out about it once a month, but that's a bad joke.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it is true.
It is.
Yeah,
okay.
Because you will find for many people that's the only thing that they know about periods. It comes once a month and she's pissed.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
give her chocolates. Don't say, aren't you used to it?
No.
Don't say stupid stuff like
don't
that.
Say,
Yeah,
don't say stupid
yep,
things like
yep,
those. Thank you
yep.
for your wisdom, Vikash.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll have a podcast where you host and you have guys, and then I'll come and say those things as well.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Maybe this could just be the gateway to my pod. You know, I've been wanting to do a men's podcast for the longest time.
Uh-huh.
You're saying men don't talk about body parts? They were not even talking about anything. Forget body parts.
Okay.
They're just not willing to talk about anything.
But
So maybe
I see men all the time, like in hush tones, watching games. They don't talk about
they talk about other things.
like what?
The game,
Oh.
how I tricked my friend into a podcast. He had no clue. I just told him we're going to do something else, and then we went to do something else.
So they don't talk
Okoro
about
guys. Yeah.
their semen.
Definitely not.
Definitely.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Not the ones I know of.
Guys. So what do you think about this 4 ml? 4 ml is like a tablespoon.
You
A
just don't
teaspoon.
remind me. Because the only semen they talked about was a guy who used to goalkeep at Arsenal. I don't know if they want.
We must attach that here.
Oh yeah, put the guy's
Yeah. And put the guy's face.
semen. Yeah.
All right. His semen or his face?
He's both. I mean, he was one, and then he's now a face.
Okay. So he was semen.
At some point.
So this
Swimming.
is interesting.
Yeah.
Semen and sperm.
Oh, are two different things? How did I know this?
So I was really getting lost when you said semen. I was like, wait, I have to bring this
So
at this part.
what's a semen?
So
Who is a
semen, semen is the fluid in which the sperm is carried. So there are many things in semen, including sperm.
Oh.
Coincidentally, sperm is only 1 to 5%.
But there's so many of them,
I
right?
know, right? How many? Do you know?
Millions. Like there are people I look at. There's somebody I work with, and I was just telling a colleague, I can't believe this is the sperm that won. But like,
it's true. I feel like that a lot of times. Imagine now as a gynecologist, I'm sat there and a guy comes and says some stuff, and I'm like, whew.
You won of
How?
all the races.
Of all the 15 to 20 million sperm. 15
to 20 million. That's in one person.
In one ejaculate, not in one person.
Ma'am, all of those guys should have voting rights. We might just get new leaders.
Yes, so there's over 15 million sperm is what we expect in that 4 ml. So in 1 teaspoonful of semen.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, can I do that again? Because I don't think that's...
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What? Just saying. In 1 teaspoon?
Yeah.
What size are they?
Microscopic. Like like when you get a pin,
Yeah.
the head of the pin, that's how small they are. So you can't see them with your naked eye.
Man. You know, there's a definition of the soul given in one of the scriptures. And it says the tip of the hair, 100th of the tip of the hair is what the soul is, the size. Or maybe I've even got the measurement wrong. But yeah, wow, that's really tiny.
Really, really tiny. And they move very fast.
They swim, right?
They swim.
Michael
But
Phelps.
they can also swim forwards, like Michael Phelps. But they can swim backwards.
Oh, they do backstrokes as well?
They do backstrokes. They can go around in circles.
Breaststroke.
I don't think so. Because breaststroke is like going forwards, yeah?
Yeah. But
So
like
imagine that,
slam.
when they flip and turn. So imagine this one is just flipping continuously. It's not going forwards or backwards.
So it's like buffering.
Yes.
Just rotating.
So all those, in fact, they do that sometimes, and their tails can like swivel, so they're not going like swimming. Yeah.
And does that one make it, or that one you just consider this dumb one?
Yeah.
That's the one.
So those are the ones of the dumb ones.
Okay. The ones who made it.
They don't make it.
No, they do make it.
No, they don't. Imagine the ones who do are in the forwards direction
And they're still dumber than
and
the
they're
one
still dumber
circling.
than the one circling.
Wow.
How cool is that?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I know someone I work with.
Who could be?
Director. Of some of the businesses that I work for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we look at that. It's called motility. How
Okay.
well they're moving in the forwards direction. Because there's some also, by the way, we just sleep. They're just like, they're there, they're alive, but they're not moving.
Those guys become cops.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I know this.
I get fascinated at how cops, and not to body shame, but like
You're
some
allowed.
of
You're
them,
a
I
female.
don't.
You can say anything.
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We get into trouble. You're like,
I can just say anything.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a doctor, so I'm allowed to say anything.
yeah.
Okay. I get fascinated every time I see them on the roads, and then I go like, if there was a crime, this guy cannot catch anything or anyone. But I keep these thoughts to myself. So every time I'm driving, I just go like, that one is supposed to help us, or, like, ensure crime doesn't happen. But anyway, that's beside the point. Motility is how well they're moving forwards.
Okay.
And about 30% of them should be moving in that forwards direction
Okay.
of that 15 million. Yeah. And then the sperm has a head, neck, and tail. Sometimes they have two heads and sometimes they have two tails.
That's when twins come.
No,
Oh.
they don't fertilize.
Ooh.
You need one sperm for one egg.
Wow.
So those things are called forms. So normal forms should be about 4% and above of the 15 million.
These are the figures you were telling me about?
Yes.
Man, I was here thinking you were 36, 24, 36, but okay.
Okay. Maybe, no. Yeah. So when we look at the sperm, we look at how well they're moving, how much, how many, the amount, and what they look like. And that's what we then interpret as a normal semen analysis. And that's been defined by the World Health Organization, looking at a population of normal men across the world. And then they said, okay, a lot of guys will have this kind of sperm.
They look like tadpoles, don't they?
Yes. Like tadpoles, fishlings, yeah, like that, but
Yeah.
really, really tiny ones. Yeah. So now coming back to that thing when I asked you about sitting for long and things like that, the guys who have those issues will have small numbers of sperm, and it can be less than 1 million sperm.
Because they're sitting.
They just die.
They just die?
Yeah,
So you're just supposed to be on the move.
always. So
Okay.
we don't want the testicles to come to close to your body temperature,
Right.
because there's a reason the testes were put down there like that.
Which is?
They should be free. They should be aerated.
Ah. You know, now you make sense. Because my grandfather used to say back in the day, like depending on what your status is. If you're rich, you have two leaves, one in front, one behind. If you're poor, you just have one. Now you decide where in front or poor. But they used to produce like so many kids.
Yeah.
One family had like 13, 14.
And they never used to wear tight-fitting stuff.
Yeah.
They used to live quite freely. Like even in Kenya, you walk
Live
in some-
freely.
They live free. I think this should be the motto for all men.
Yeah.
Live free.
Oh, that's what they mean, live freely. I thought like don't pay rent, don't pay.
No. Don't stretch
Live
it.
freely.
Live freely. So anything that brings your testicles to your body temperature will affect the production of sperm, basically.
These guys who wear really tight jeans, where you can see the shape of their legs.
Yes.
So those kids are not theirs.
They could be, but maybe not.
See?
Yeah.
What your mom and your doctor didn't tell you. That now it makes
It
sense.
starts to make sense.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
the kid's face doesn't look like.
This is your theory?
Yeah.
Fine. You can stick with that one.
Okay.
I stick with that. Don't produce children generally. The sperm can be
At
that.
all?
Yeah, the sperm can be that.
Oh, it
affected.
affects that much?
Yes.
Wow.
So you can go to a point where there is no sperm, zero sperm,
You can be spermless
spermless. It's
from
called
4 million to zero.
zero.
All because of tight clothes.
It can,
Man,
and that's called azoospermia.
things are tight.
True.
Azoospermia.
Azoospermia.
Sounds like somebody I want to name.
Really?
There's a friend of mine who's a doctor. I'm just going to call him Azoospermia.
Azoospermic. Oh, azoospermia.
Azoospermia.
Yeah, azoospermia.
Yeah.
So here there is no sperm, and sometimes it can be genetic for some reasons, or it can be from what we call lifestyle things. So these tight-fitting boxers, smoking, is a big problem.
Uh-huh.
Then sitting for long hours. Then now I hear guys also like saunas and jacuzzis, and you guys are just like into relaxing in hot water and hot water baths. Yeah. And then drugs. And by drugs here, I say drugs, abused drugs, i.e. like cocaine and stuff like that. But there's also medicines that we can give you from a doctor's perspective for a different reason, and then it affects your sperm.
Ooh.
Like
Hot water
here.
showers?
Hot water showers is fine because you don't sit in the shower for long. You don't stand with your testicles under heat for long. So it's the length and sitting for long hours in hot baths that causes
So
a
these
problem.
guys will go for
Yeah, I don't want to say too
the
loudly.
tens in
Yeah,
Mombasa.
yeah. And golf clubs, I hear,
Golf,
that's chill.
I'm glad you're saying. Just
Yeah.
say that more because I never understood that sport. Why do you hit the ball and look for it for 2 hours?
No.
What's the point?
Don't hate the game. I play golf also.
Oh, but you're not the insomnia. Insomnia.
Yeah, azoospermia.
Uzaspamia.
Azoospermia.
Azoospermia.
Azoospermia. So I'm sure your mama hasn't told you that, and your doctor and
I
their
don't
doctor
think she
friends.
knew as well.
Yeah. And your doctor friends haven't told you about azoospermia.
No, there's a doctor friend I have. He's going to be named Azoospermia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that at least it sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we analyze sperm. So I'm going to say something else, and then we see whether you've had it before or not had it before.
Okay.
Yeah. It takes nearly 3 months for the sperm that you give us to analyze to have been produced from when it started production to when we see it, up to 3 months.
So you guys operate like the government, yeah.
Something like that.
Your
Slow and steady.
ID.
Yeah.
By the time it comes, it's 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Similar.
This is true.
Oh, so they treat the ID like a sperm or the passport as well.
Takes that long.
Takes that long.
But people assume that because we've had an ejaculate today, that the sperm was created today, which is not.
And does it die on the same day or it lives a life?
Coincidentally, if it is in the female tract, it stays alive for 5 days.
No ways.
Yes, ways.
And if it's not,
After that, then it just gets
if it's in your
absorbed.
thingy for testing,
Yeah. In the
That's it.
testing one, it can die fairly quickly unless we freeze it. So we can freeze sperm.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
That one, you know?
That one I know.
Okay.
I don't know how they do it, but I know
Okay. Why do people freeze sperm though?
because they don't. Because they. No, wait. No, I got this wrong.
Uh-huh.
I've heard female freezing eggs.
Yes.
Is it the same?
But no, that's female freezing eggs
Eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
For babies that you'll make,
in future.
like delay.
Yeah.
Match delay due to heavy rainfall kind of thing.
And
like,
some, yes. Yeah. So we do the same for sperm. If someone wants to delay fertility for whatever reason. So if you think like our cancer patients, we know that we're going to give them medicine for cancer and it can kill their testes and their sperm. So we can freeze the sperm and then we can come to use it in future. And the other place we freeze is when we're donating sperm for sperm donors, which is very popular. You look like you, sounds like something you may consider.
No, I'm just thinking like, you know how cops enter a place and then they tell the thugs, freeze! Sounds like that, like, you know.
It is. It's a flash freeze process.
And they're just
Literally.
frozen.
We just take them from room temperature to minus 90 in nitrogen and keep them like that. And we can store sperm and eggs for a very long time.
So heat is not good, but cold is good.
Cold is fine.
So don't go for sauna, go for cold showers.
And ice baths.
Ice baths.
Yeah, if you like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're familiar with that.
Yeah.
Water.
They like that.
Yeah.
And they like the cold also.
Okay.
Lots of stuff, huh?
Yeah. See, this is why people are very cold to such subjects.
Why? I think it's because they don't know. So once you know, then it becomes something.
But what am I
Imagine
going
how
to do
many
with this
things-
information? I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah, because I don't meet, you know, the times we're living in, if I spoke to a girl and I said, you know, I know all these things, man. I can freeze sperms and you can freeze eggs and you can do this and that. I think they would be fascinated then. Today, if I speak about such things, they're like, oh, such a pervert.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Although
maybe we-
low-key, they'll be like, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
good information. I'll tell you why. My job as a fertility specialist means that couples will come to me when they have been trying to conceive.
there's something called fertility specialist and you don't deal with omelets and stuff like that.
Imagine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you said?
So as a fertility specialist, people come to me because they're trying to conceive and haven't gotten a baby.
Okay.
But the biggest thing that happens is that they come very late. They come after 3 years, 5 years, sometimes even 11. I think I've had a couple that have come after 17 years of marriage to say that they've been trying to conceive to get a child for 17 years.
And yeah, because the guy's been sitting for 17 years. So too late, right?
So you see how this information might help you
Yeah.
or your friends. Because I don't want people waiting for more than a
I
year.
don't know if my friends will come and talk to me saying, bro, I've been sitting. So what are you sitting?
No, but then you won't tell them about the sitting. You'll tell them if you sit for long, your sperm can get affected.
I don't know how the wife will look at me. I don't know if I'll still be, given dinner or something. Imagine this, I've gone to someone's house. I have a friend.
Yeah.
He's 3-lettered.
Yeah.
And I go and say, Raj, you're sitting for too long. This will affect your sperms.
Yeah.
And then the wife just says, hey, there was a pizza here, come. It won't
Then
happen.
you just continue.
It won't.
Eat the
They'll
pizza.
just tell me, get out.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think you should try it.
No, thanks.
Try it.
No. Right now, my friend circle is smaller than your ear loops. If I try that, I'll just have a dot.
Try it. This is like a challenge.
To get rejected.
No.
Then?
To use the information. Even if it is for yourself. So that you don't come late. My point is, if you're coming after 17
for me,
years.
to not come late, I need to find a partner.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hard right now.
Okay.
So then,
It
I
doesn't
mean,
matter.
it's good information. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll keep it.
We'll ask the audience at the end
Okay.
to put comments and conversation.
You know,
Because maybe this is not
but
useful.
what would be a really good market for you? Matatus.
Okay.
Except the conductor who stands up every now and then. Everyone else is just sitting.
Yeah. But they don't sit for long. But the driver, the matatu driver, they will struggle.
Yeah.
Because they spend the whole day and it's
Those
hot.
I actually don't mind if they don't reproduce. We really
You're
have
happy with
a
that.
lot of
We have enough kills as it is.
They're dumb ones. It's like,
But
it's okay,
you'd be
don't-
surprised that they are the ones who want to reproduce the most.
and they actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And the people who don't want, who want to only one child, then are the ones who struggle.
Man, it's like life is unfair. The ones who want more don't get.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're sitting.
The ones who don't want, no, because then they are active. You see like a guy of Njengo or these guys who are going in matatus.
Yeah. And the
So
guys
then-
who want just one kid.
They're sitting for long hours. They're IT specialists. Sorry, I have nothing against IT specialists, by the way.
Antivirus.
Yeah.
Input to get the output.
So this is a major thing.
Wow,
So
that's
that's
so
why I like
relatable to those guys. Input to get the right
Input
output.
To get the right output.
Yeah, but just don't sit.
Yeah.
Don't have a desktop. Does that affect, by the way? Oh, yeah, because that's a lot of heat
And they,
when they put
when we say don't put your laptops over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Can they put like a
On a
cloth
table.
in between?
No, on a table. Because
If
the
it-
cloth will also absorb heat.
Yeah.
And the heat will then be transmitted.
Oh.
So put your laptop on the table and work from a desk. And if you can, get those standing desks where you're standing, work when you're standing so that the testicles are, sort of dropped.
Then I think I'm doing the right. Because I DJ and I stand for so long.
Exactly.
Even in school, I was an outstanding student. I used to stand outside only.
Upstanding or outstanding?
Outstanding.
Outstanding. You were never in the class.
Yeah. I used
Okay.
to be out. The teacher used to just...
Send you out. So I think you should try and conceive and then we see. We'll have this conversation later. Once you get a partner.
Okay. I think that should have been part of your
Sorry.
sentence.
Yeah.
Please
I
don't
just thought
put
about
like
it.
3 dots and finishing it too late.
Should we say on the podcast that you're
Yeah. Say
available,
it.
looking to try and conceive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although those are not things that sell these days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Say stuff like he's rich.
okay.
He's got like a lot of money.
Okay.
And then
So he's saying this because I've never met him, remember? So
But
I
I
have
could
no
lie,
idea
I
whether
could
he's
lie.
rich.
I could
maybe.
be rich in
He
vitamin
looks
D.
like a rich guy, but who
I could be
knows?
rich in sperms.
Yeah.
I
You could
don't
have
say it.
millions in sperm.
I could have millions in sperms. Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I-
So you're
so
a rich guy.
now-
You might be a rich guy.
Now it makes sense. A guy can say, "My wife made me a millionaire."
Yeah.
Because before I met her, I was a billionaire.
Yeah. And then she reduced. I like this. You have a future. Your career is looking very bright.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like that. So now I'll tell you a little bit about testes, and then we see how much you know.
Testes.
Testes. Do you know what testes are?
Testes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a guy who tests.
Okay.
Okay. Testes.
Yes, testes.
How do you spell that?
Testis.
Isn't that a
Or
game?
testicles.
Tetris.
No, not Tetris. But it's a good way to remember. Testes,
Tetris.
Tetris. What's that game? I know that game.
It's a game you play while sitting and you arrange things, but you break them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tetris. So people who play Tetris for a long time,
will have issues with Tetris.
Yeah, they sit for long.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It sounds like a tongue twister. Tetris players have testicular problems. Ooh. Or may have.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say may have.
Okay.
Yeah. So the testes are made when you're still a baby in your mother's womb.
No ways.
6 to 7 weeks of pregnancy. So she misses her period.
Uh-huh.
So periods come every month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know, when she gets pissed and things.
Periodic table. Yeah.
Yeah. Periodic table. So if she misses her period, week 4, and then week 5, she's still getting surprised and not sure. And then week 6, she goes like, crap, I'm really need to be checking whether I'm pregnant. And then she does a pregnancy test at that point when she's 6 weeks. By that 6-week time, the testes, if that child is going to be a boy, have already started forming.
You just reminded me of a meme. I'm so sorry.
What's the meme?
His wife goes to the boyfriend and says it's positive. And he says, but you took he was referring to COVID and she was referring to pregnancy. And she tells him, are you stupid?
It's possible.
You can say I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because I stand. Yeah.
Outstanding.
So they form in the stomach.
They form in the back part of your back, but you're still a fetus, small thing, bob, in your mother's womb.
You're an egg.
Yeah. You're not an egg.
You're a sperm.
You're not a sperm. You're the combination of the egg and the sperm.
Which is?
Initially an embryo, that's the name, and then you become a fetus.
Wow.
Clever.
Fetus.
Fetus.
I've heard that one. That one I know.
I
know that one.
At least. I was beginning
You're
to think...
judging me? That's okay.
No, I'm not judging. I was really thinking... The podcast is filling the gap, and the gaps were really many, but we are getting there.
I think you should call the podcast Fill in the Blanks. Because then, if you set for long, then it's very blanks.
There are many blanks. Yeah, this is true.
Shooting the blanks.
And you see how it makes sense, the shooting the blanks.
Yeah.
Because you can have semen, the fluid, that has no sperm.
Yeah.
So that's where they're shooting the...
Oh, yeah. So it's like
water.
Yeah. Just psh, like a balloon with just nothing.
Exactly. With nothing. No use.
No use.
Yeah. So fetus. 6 to 7 weeks, the testes start forming. From about 20 weeks, they start getting into the abdomen, which is the tummy bit. And then by like 33, 34 weeks, which is like 8 months, they start descending to where you now find them at birth. So they actually travel down. So sometimes they don't travel down. They get stuck.
Where?
In the canal from the abdomen through the pipe where they would have come through.
And this doesn't affect the mom's eating?
No. Why would it affect the mom's eating?
Because now you're going through abdomen and all.
But it's not the abdomen of the mom. It's the abdomen of the baby.
Oh, it has its own?
Yes.
When does it start becoming like a
proper
human? Yeah.
You can see from about 20 weeks. You can see the face, the hands, the fingers. You can see the sac where the testes will be in future.
And if you're having like twins?
You can see twins.
You see them?
Yeah.
And they both come from the same sperm, or like those are two different
sperms? You can have 2 different sperm, or you can have 1 sperm, 1 egg, and the embryo is the one that splits. And then you have like those twins who look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it comes from. But you can have 2 eggs with 2 sperm, or you can have an egg and a sperm and that splits, or 2 eggs and 2 sperm, and then they fertilize.
Man, this is cool information, but again, I don't know where to use
it.
Yeah.
Trust me, it will come in handy one day.
One day?
Yeah.
Okay.
One day when they do the scan,
I'll know this.
Then you'll see, and then you'll be like, wow, what is that? And then the guy will be like, those are testicles. That's
No,
what.
no.
No?
The girl would be like, wow, what is that? And the guy knows like those are testicles.
Yeah.
Testis, and fetus.
Fetus. Yeah.
And from fetus, 8 weeks.
6 to 8.
6
6 to
to
7
8.
weeks. Yeah.
And then 20 weeks, you see the totia. Yeah.
Okay. And then 33 weeks or so, the balls, as you know them, are in the sac. The
I'm
scrotal
glad
sac.
you told me that you know them. Yes, I do.
At least.
Not that ones, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Real.
the real.
Yeah. So those are the testes.
Okay.
And initially they're small, tiny.
Now it makes sense. Testicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got on.
Sorry?
No.
Of course.
Yeah. So testicles.
Hurt. Can I? I don't know
Say,
if it's
say,
the right place.
Say.
I was playing football once, and I got hurt, and I used deep heat. Oh boy, it hurts.
The deep heat.
Yeah.
Or the hurt from the injury.
No, the pain from the deep heat. It's not a good idea. Does that? Oh yeah, heat. Crap. So I might not have any.
No. Remember, you produce sperm every 3 months.
Oh, then I'm safe.
You're probably fine.
I'm safe.
Yeah.
Millionaire.
But bring the semen and we can have a look at it. Because there's so many guys, by the way, walking around and they really think they're the business. And then they have nothing.
No, but when you say bring them, it's not like they're chilling at home and,
No. We'd explain how to bring them.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Why?
bring and we test.
Okay.
How will we know?
Why do we want to know? We'll know then.
We'll know then. Okay, but even if we're knowing then, don't wait for 2, 3, 5 years, 17 years.
With the way the world is, who will know? You might be on your way there and then somebody just bah.
And then?
Yeah.
No, don't wait for too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come.
Okay.
Right in time. No
come,
blanks.
C-O-M.
Fill the gap.
Okay. Fill the
gap.
Fill the gap. Filling the gaps.
Filling the gaps.
Yes. So that's testes. The volume is, we measure the size of the testes. So when patients come to me and they say they've been trying to conceive for X amount of time, and then I examine, I can then start to think whether the sperm will be normal or not. Because some people have small testes size. Or they're not there. So remember I said sometimes they don't come from the abdomen of the baby.
Yeah, they get stuck.
So then I can examine and then go like, ooh, surprise.
And then
now we investigate why it didn't come. And the reason we want them to calm down is because when they're in the tummy and they're exposed to a lot of heat, they increase your risk for having testicular cancer.
Oh.
So it is important that the testes calm down.
At any age?
Any age. They should all calm down.
Okay.
So if your parent, usually we'll examine the hospital, but I encourage parents to also examine the small boys to make sure that the testicles are down there.
Okay.
Okay. That's useful information.
That is.
Yeah.
That I think I'll use.
Please check. Maybe you're walking around with none or one.
No?
I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Well,
it's good to know.
Myself, I don't know about the other guys I'm walking around with.
Of course, you would never know.
Yeah,
but that's the importance of
that's information that's risky to know.
Yeah.
Like if I knew somebody's like...
Exactly.
Well,
but there's some people who know that
how?
Other guys, they're, the way, yeah.
Intrusive guys.
They have that information.
Ah.
They're privy to that information.
Okay.
Yeah. So testicular volume will then, matter. If it's small, sperm is affected. If they're very big, we start to worry about cancer. So, and other things. You can have growths in the testes and they can grow big. So that's why we need to know what the volume are. But coincidentally, as you age, the testicular volume, the size also reduces.
Oh. And then they hang.
Shrivel.
That's such a cool way to say stuff. Is it the same meaning?
Yeah. They become
shrivel.
Smaller. Yeah. They become smaller.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Gen Z should say this.
Really?
We're not hanging out, we're just shriveling.
We're just shriveling.
Shriveling.
No.
No.
That one doesn't sound right.
Shrivel.
Okay. But yes. So they become smaller with age because as a guy, you stop producing testosterone, which is the main hormone of guys.
Man, I've been watching a lot of videos. In America, I believe this is a big thing.
Yeah.
They take like testosterone shots.
Yeah.
And to stay like active and stuff. And there's age beyond which now, when you're not producing testosterone,
Yeah.
you start balding, you start like losing your macho-ness and
Yeah,
stuff, and then they inject themselves with this.
Testosterone.
How safe is that?
So not great for sperm. It will be useful for other things, like how they're fast body and they're muscular and looking toned,
more macho.
but it affects the sperm
Ah,
so much that it can make the sperm. You know that thing we said, azoospermia?
yeah.
Yeah.
So even you said it reproduces every
3
3
months.
weeks, 3 months.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So as long as you're taking testosterone for a long time, what it does, it tells the brain that we have a lot of this hormone, testosterone. So stop producing the hormone from the brain that helps to create the sperm.
Then it doesn't naturally produce.
The body naturally produces its own testosterone. The problem is when we have extra testosterone, the brain thinks, oh, we've got too much. So it blocks the production of the hormones that normally come from the brain that help with testicular production. So then there's no sperm.
Ah.
I talk a lot about this because it's actually the most common reason why sperm is affected, because there's so many guys who are into that stuff. And now they even have supplements that have been masked in other supplements. So it's not written testosterone, but it's mixed in some of the male supplements. So very, you become very masculine, but it's not written as testosterone. So I advise any guy to really read all the contents of these supplements that they're getting, because it can affect the sperm in that way.
What's the reason for the testosterone going down?
Normally, with age.
Just
so as you
it's
get
natural.
older, but it won't go to zero.
Yeah.
It won't disappear completely.
Okay.
It will drop, and that will affect the sperm volume. But if you take outside testosterone, then the thing is that it's talking to the brain and stopping that communication. So then the brain is not talking to the testes and they shrink. And then the sperm volume also goes down.
It all makes sense. Lack of communication and boof, you lose something.
Yeah. So you get the girls, but you don't get the babies. Yeah.
I don't think anyone would mind that though in today's economy.
In today's economy, yeah. So I'm finding many ways for us to work around this economy, like children thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, including, testosterone and then no babies.
Though, I mean, I do see a lot of people wanting babies. The people who've wanted them for a while.
Yeah.
And then they get them after a long time. So is there some connection there?
So up to 45% of fertility problems are from the men.
Up to 45%. That's
Yes.
a big percent.
That's a very big percent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're just seated.
And many other things. They sit, they smoke, they take testosterone. Then there's genetics and chromosome abnormalities. So there are many reasons, but it's a big chunk of why people are infertile.
Oh.
People focus a lot on the woman, but even the men have contributions to fertility.
And can it be fixed?
Depends on what the cause is. So you see now, like if your testes have not come from the abdomen, they will never produce sperm.
Oh.
Because that's not the right environment for them to have developed to start producing sperm.
And what role does what is it called? A thing from M. I forget it.
Which one?
When you help yourself, it's called what?
P?
No. What is it called? I forget it. There's a
Which
word. The thing.
Which one?
What is it called?
You have to explain. So it's a word with M.
M. Masturbate.
Ah. Okay. So what's your question?
How does that affect one? Because there must be so many kids doing it throughout school life, through high school. Does that really affect the...
Not the sperm production, because the more you have intercourse or sex or release this, the more your brain then says we need more, which actually brings me to...
Just dopamine.
No.
Dopamine
is feel-good hormone. It comes from the brain. So that also happens.
Okay.
But in terms of sperm and sperm production, the more you release the sperm, the more the brain helps to create more sperm. Okay. So when we are talking about fertility and trying to conceive, we normally say 2 to 3 times a week, every week, so that there is continued supply of sperm.
What's demand and supply? Economics there as well.
It's everywhere.
Man.
It's everywhere. So the masturbating bit would help to continue sperm supply. However, there's mental health things related with masturbating, and that's a different conversation.
But it doesn't
That's
affect
not
the
fertility.
fertility.
No.
Oh, so all the bad, but drinking.
Drinking will affect.
I
Smoking
see,
will affect.
it's like the most common thing.
Yeah. But that's why we want to talk about these things, because it's been normalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after work
After
and
work,
everything.
weekends,
But still producing
all
kids,
sorts. Yeah. But not all the time.
which is a good thing.
If you're looking at economics and for the
Yeah.
country and budgets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a good thing?
I think we talk about this on your podcast for the gentleman's.
Okay.
Yeah, because
This will affect your work. Yeah. I get this.
I like this though. There's so many ways to reduce the world population. I'm finding just
and
having
wars
this
is not one
conversation.
of them. Just by the way.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's also a way, but
but it's not the
a
best
nice
way.
It's not the best
Yeah.
way. See, testosterone would be a good place to start.
Yeah. Testosterone. So all these, because I'm just thinking about when I go to the gym and like I grew up on a lot of wrestling, and that's very high testosterone, right? If you watch like all the wrestlers, they're all these big guys, and now suddenly all of them are shrinking. What is the word you said instead of hanging?
Shriveling.
Shriveling. The arms, the biceps, muscles, all
Yeah.
shriveling,
And that's an age thing,
and that of course affects.
the testes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now in science and medicine, we call it atrophy. Atrophying is like the loss of. So the loss of muscle, the loss of bone, which testosterone helps with. But as you get older, you have less testosterone, so your muscles will also become thinner.
At what point should one panic when the testosterone goes low?
So why are we panicking about testosterone going low?
Because like your hair loss is a big thing in men, man. Hair loss
Actually,
is...
now that, tell me, what is a big deal with hair loss in men? What is it?
It's just my belief, but I feel like, again, it's a cultural thing. If you look at Hollywood, all these big guys, Jason Statham, and who are considered sexy and all bold guys. Muindis don't do that. Muindis, the minute you're bold, they just consider you like that sperm who just continue to cycle. Yeah.
The one of buffering.
The buffering. Yeah. But it plays on your head because, somebody or the other will keep reminding you, oh, you're losing hair, you're going old now, going old now. So it plays, you feel like, now you're suddenly not desirable, you're not attractive. Somebody or the other will keep coming, telling you need to join gym. And it's all kind of
Cultural.
things. Yeah, cultural thing, I think. And it plays a lot on the men's head because now you feel a certain way and you feel like you're not going to be accepted. It's like the race of the sperms because you feel like left out. Do the other sperms ever like discuss like that guy made it?
No.
We
They just left there to
we
continue.
should think like the sperms then.
Yeah. Coincidentally, some of the hair medications to treat baldness affect the sperm as well.
Even
sperm
the... Again, that's from I forget. Minoxidil something?
Yeah. So it's one of them. I think it's finasteride. I'll confirm.
That I've read about.
Yeah. So you're trying to solve one problem.
And then you're creating another
problem.
But that's the thing with most outside related things, isn't it? Because even SUPs, you're sorting one thing, but you're damaging something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good thinking.
It's like drugs.
Yeah.
You're sorting
your happiness, your whatever,
your present moment for a very
future,
messed up future.
Yes.
Yeah. Drinking, smoking, anything external. See, philosophy.
So just stay natural.
Live freely, as you
Live
said.
free. Eat lots of fruit and veg.
Oh, yeah.
And fruits and nuts. Did I say fruit and veg? And nuts.
Nuts?
Nuts are particularly nice because they have healthy oils. And they will also help with sperm production because they're protein.
Almonds.
Even walnuts.
Too expensive, man.
Hazelnuts.
That's the thing.
Peanuts.
The thing is, everything healthy is expensive.
Yeah, I have a problem with this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever is considered healthy, just always look at, is it the price of avocado?
Yeah.
So expensive. Pomade, you get like you have to make a choice. Either I buy a house or I buy that fruit. Like
It's true, but I think it's also driven by the fact that more people are talking about being healthy, I think.
so there's some businessman somewhere who's doing.
Or if I sell you unhealthy stuff, I make it cheap so that more people can afford it.
And
Because
what
it's
about soft
volumes.
drinks? Does that really affect anything?
Usually it's the sugar that's the problem.
Sugar.
Yeah. So the sugar will then make your insulin work, be produced. Insulin is the one that breaks down the sugars.
The irony. The guy with the least testosterone is always the sugar daddy.
That's so funny. Maybe that's why they also don't get children.
Yeah.
Is this a theory you've proven though?
No, you've just helped me get to that point. With all the information you've given me today,
That's your takeaway.
that's my takeaway.
Takeaway from today. So I want to move a little bit from testes because we've spent some time there.
Yes.
Do you know about the prostate?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a form of cancer.
Okay.
Prostate cancer.
Okay. Prostate cancer.
Yeah.
So it's one of the places you can get
Cancer.
cancer.
Yeah.
So the prostate produces, you remember how we said semen is fluid
Yeah.
and then sperm is part of the semen?
But it's still liquid or it's solid.
No, sperm is solid
Okay.
and then it's carried in a liquid. And one of the organs that gives this liquid is the prostate
So it's the factory
of the fluid.
where the workers go,
No, where they're carried.
where they carry.
Yeah. Think of it like a river. And the prostate is like where the river feeds into. And
The sea.
sperm, yeah. So the sperm is coming from over here, and then the prostate produces this fluid, and then it like washes the sperm out into the sea.
Oh, so it's like a slide.
Yeah.
The slide.
The water in the slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. The slide itself is a pipe.
Right.
Yeah. But the water in the slide from prostate. And some other two organs called seminal vesicles. I won't discuss that. I'm more interested in talking about the prostate.
Okay.
Because every man fears to have their prostate checked.
This is painful.
It's awkward, I think.
Right.
Men say it is awkward. It's not awkward for me to check for them.
No, I think everything related there is very awkward.
It's very awkward.
Yeah. Because even when you have to give a urine test, I find that very awkward.
Even urine test.
Yeah.
Wow. Why? Is that like peeing in a bottle?
Yeah, but now you have to hold that bottle. Suddenly it gets hot. If that pee comes on your hand, now you feel like you've disowned that finger.
Okay. Urine is sterile usually, unless there's an infection. You can drink your own urine and you'll be fine.
I don't know why they do that, but
Yeah.
okay.
I won't say that much. But imagine for a chick having to take a urine sample. Compare with a guy.
Okay. That's...
More difficult.
Then why are they fighting for equality?
Women, why are you fighting for equality?
Hey, have I just done a mic drop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, you're way higher than us, man. You want to produce baby? Yeah. I believe so. I look at my mom and I think
She's like,
superhuman.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Women are superhumans. Yeah. So when you give us your urine sample, you should just like be humble because it is more difficult for a
quite
chick.
humble.
Yeah. It's
No,
very
even just otherwise, you have to be very humble because you have to look down and so
This
work,
is
so
true.
work, yeah.
and just do awkward stuff.
Awkward stuff.
Put
Yeah.
urine that may
And I don't understand how people think like it's something that can be done on demand. Like you can't just go and it reminds me of school life, you know, when you put your hand up and you ask the teacher, can I go to pee? And then she gets angry at you, like, why didn't you go in recess? Because it didn't come at recess. Like, it comes when it wants. So when they told you, go and do a urine test, now how will I
just randomly, spontaneously?
Yeah, like I'll just go and like, hey, it doesn't come like that.
But there's always urine in the bladder. About 30 ml, which is like a cupful. Always.
Like a reserve tank.
It keeps the bladder.
But how do you call it?
You just relax. Open some water, taps sometimes, or think about peeing. It will come.
And it comes.
Did you know when you are having ejaculation?
That's the weirdest way to manifest. What did you manifest today? Pee.
So when you're having ejaculation, which is the sperm side of things, you can't pee.
You can't?
No.
What if you had a lot of water?
You can't.
Why?
Because there's somewhere that closes up for one side of the pipe so that the semen can pass through. So the bladder side closes.
They synchronize.
So
Body
clever.
is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm a doctor. I
To
like it.
see what's blocking and
To
what's
see.
not.
Yeah. But anyway, that's beside the point. Prostate.
Okay.
So how we examine the prostate,
Mm-hmm.
now at least we have cool things like blood tests, but we used to put our fingers in the bum.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad technology exists?
Aren't you glad technology exists?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Wow.
I have no problem.
Okay.
We're doing that.
Is that where the swear word came from? The
Which one?
doctors are the ones who invented it.
Which one?
The A asterisk HOLE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Imagine when I'm doing that and then there's an actual daft, useless person and then I just go like...
Oof.
Anyway, we check the prostate like that.
How? From behind?
This is what I wanted us to address.
Okay.
The location of the prostate
Yeah.
is very close to the bum side, which is the rectum. But people assume that the prostate is in front where the testes are.
This thing is so 3D, man. You're making me visualize it. Okay.
So that's where the prostate sits.
Ah.
So I just wanted it to be clear. Because when we talk about prostate cancer, people are expecting that's something that they would see with their eyes.
Yeah.
But you don't see it until it's very late and giving you problems.
But is this something that happens after like 60 or something? Is it
Now
age?
we start saying you should be screened from the age of 40, only because we're also seeing cancers earlier and earlier in the general population.
Causes?
Smoking, food, environment, toxins, God knows, so much stuff.
And how much does pollution play a part in this?
I think it plays a big part. I just don't have the numbers. There's some guys in China are doing a lot of work on cancers in the environment.
And there's the detergent that you use for washing your chaddis and underwears. Does that play any part?
It's unlikely to for guys. It
Okay.
may play a role for chicks because of just the anatomy.
Ah,
But for guys, everything is like
freely.
living free.
Live freely.
Living free. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So the guest before usually leaves us a quote.
Live freely.
Is that yours?
That sounds like more economical though. Okay.
You can be free. Millionaire.
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 Be a millionaire.
Yeah. Be a millionaire.
Be rich.
In fact, you should tell them on the camera.
Yeah. Be rich.
Do
Not
better.
just in money. Omega-3, vitamin D, and sperms.
This is very good.
Don't sit.
But now you said your quote before I told you the quote of the previous guest.
Oh, what was the quote of the previous guest?
We were talking about adolescence.
The series on Netflix.
No.
Oh,
Even though that is also good.
okay.
Yeah. Watch Adolescence.
Yes.
It's very, very mind-boggling
Oh,
and insightful.
and they shot it in one shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like a podcast.
Really? They
Yeah.
didn't have edits and whatnot?
No
and cut
cutting,
and
nothing,
paste and-
nothing. It's one take, the entire thing.
Excellent.
The entire episode is one take.
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Coincidentally, boys start having wet dreams around that age, 13.
Yes.
13.4
This I'm
years.
aware of.
Ah,
And I thank my mom.
finally. You
'Cause
thank
it
your
was-
mom?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It was so random.
Uh-huh.
I think I was just 12, 13.
Uh-huh.
And she gave me a cloth.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, why are you giving me a cloth? She said, when you'll sleep, this will be handy.
Ah.
And I didn't understand it for a while.
Ah.
But then I did.
Ah. So your mama told you that?
My mama told me that. What the doctor did, my mom did.
Yeah, because doctors don't tell you.
Yeah,
about
'cause
this
and
wet
they also
dreams.
charge you for telling you this thing. So it's better to be told
But
by
they'd
mama.
never tell you about wet dreams.
They wouldn't?
They wouldn't.
Why? Why?
Because it doesn't come up. It's not a disease.
How does this thing work though?
Because you only see a doctor when you're sick.
Yeah, but like, how does the whole... Like, of course, it's with the mind.
Yes.
Because that's the fascinating thing of the mind, you know. And I've thought about this. Sometimes you're just thinking about
Other things.
a girl,
Yeah.
say for instance, and you don't have any romantic inclination, but you find her pretty. Nothing happens. But there's times when you think about something and you have romantic inclinations towards that person, and your body will show that sign.
Yeah. It's in the brain.
And it's in the brain.
Yeah.
So you are what you think.
True.
Oh, wow.
True. And men are also very visual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, it's a message that's sent to your brain and that happens. Not the same for women.
No.
No. And boys sometimes, or guys sometimes, assume that girls are the same. That if I look at you and I'm romantically inclined, then something will happen. It doesn't work like that.
So how does it work for the women?
You have to talk to them and be nice to them and be kind to
This
them.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Boys believe what they see,
Yeah.
and that's why makeup helps. Girls believe what they hear. That's why you can lie to them.
I feel like this is your quote.
Hey, that could be the quote.
I think
yeah,
so.
That's the,
It's come just like,
it's just
nice.
calm.
It's come naturally. It's come as a punchline.
Yeah.
We'll check it on the clip, and then I'll have to use it for the next guest.
What do they do with this?
We just discuss it.
Okay.
So for you now, back to adolescence.
Yes.
The thing was, what would the world look like if adolescents, you know how they're hormonal and they're moody and all that stuff that happens, and they get labeled as rude and things. What would the world look like if they understood us as adults, or we understood them in the way that we understand each other as adults?
Oh, the guys who are just going through adolescence. Yeah, because it's that age where you feel like, but it's funny. You're at that age when you feel like nobody's seeing you, hearing you, understanding you. As you grow up, that's the only three things you're chasing, because you feel now, especially with this whole validation thing, and you're on social media, you just want to be understood. So it feels like everyone's going through adolescence, even in their adult life. And you feel so,
Yeah.
like everyone's just like, if I'm at work, I'm like, my boss just never understands me. I'm just
She
not
doesn't
seen.
listen to me. Yeah.
The HR doesn't see me. So it's kind of...
So maybe the theory is that the adults think they've grown up, but they're just
in their
continuous
adolescence. Yeah.
Hmm.
They briefly grow up, they pay bills, and when they're not paying bills, they're going through adolescence. Because the adolescence also, it's just, the only difference is you're not paying bills.
Yeah.
But you're going through the same kind of emotions,
Yeah, the same emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even now that you say it, like moods and things, we see that in women, it's called when they're in perimenopause, just before their eggs stop producing, the ovaries stop producing. And I usually say it's exact same as being in puberty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're going through the same thing.
That's food for thought. Good. I hope you've learned a lot of things today.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked.
Yeah.
You didn't look shocked.
Oh,
it was so much. You're acting. You're in your zone.
Element.
All right. And we'll be taking your quote from whatever you said before, which I will remember, because it sounded so smart. So thank you very much for being surprised and surprising me on my couch today.
Pleasure's all mine.
Right.
I just have you surprised me with figures and information. I'm kind of skeptical of using, but I think somewhere I'll find good use of it.
Okay.
Like imagine the next appraisal, I'll use this information
about being a millionaire.
Yeah,
you know how they ask you, like, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah,
millions.
But just this, what do you bring to the table? I just see, because I work at a place where there's a restaurant, and I'm always wondering, like, does the waiter ever be told, what do you bring to the table? And it's like,
look at that,
dude,
all this, much more.
And much more. What do you bring to the table? And it goes like,
have this.
Yeah.
It's been lovely having you on board. And thank you for making us laugh. This has been Filling the Gap podcast, where we look to fill the gap on what your doctor and your mama didn't tell you. This has been an interesting conversation. I'd be curious to see what comes up. So please put that in the comments and subscribe, share with your friends, family, nieces, nephews, aunties, uncles. And we will be sure to see you soon in the next episode. Thank you.